All right, so today we're going to talk about something we all think we have a handle on, our relationship with ourselves. But we're going to sidestep the usual advice, the stuff you always hear, and dig into what's really going on underneath it all. So let me ask you straight up, when you see this question, what's the first thing that pops into your mind? Seriously, just take a second. What's your gut reaction? I'm willing to bet it's something along these lines, right? Be nicer to myself, cut myself some slack, just generally feel better about me. And look, let's be super clear. Those things are incredibly important. They really matter. But what if those things aren't the cause of a good relationship with yourself, but the effective one? What if they're the smoke, not the fire? The real engine, the thing that actually drives the whole machine, is actually a little different. See, the real question isn't how you relate to yourself, but when you do it. The timing. Well, the timing is literally everything. And getting this one little distinction can change the whole game. And here's that distinction. Most of the time, our relationship with ourselves shows up afterwards. It's the post-game analysis, right? It's you beating yourself up for what you did or didn't do. It's just commentary. But a relationship that shows up in the moment, well, that's when you're actually in the game. That's where you have the power to influence what happens next. So what we're really talking about here are two completely different ways of living your life. In IDOJO, we call them the default path and the authored path. Let's break that down. Okay, so the default path, that's when life just kind of happens to you. You're running on autopilot, your habits are in the driver's seat, and your relationship with yourself is that voice that only chimes in after the fact to judge you. But the authored path, that's when life happens through you. You're an active participant, and that relationship with yourself is live. It's happening right now. Now, I know this can sound a little abstract, a little out there, so let's bring it down to earth with a scenario that I guarantee every single one of us has lived through. Okay, picture it. It's way too late. You've told yourself, tonight's the night I'm going to get to bed early. But nope, there you are on the couch, phone in your hand, and the thumb is doing that endless, mindless scroll. We've all been there, right? And in that exact moment, this inner tug-of-war kicks off. Part one is the voice that wants comfort right now. It's saying, come on, it's been a long day. I deserve this little break. But then there's part two, already stressing about tomorrow. That inner critic going, what's wrong with me? I'm doing it again. Tomorrow is going to be a total wreck because of this. Sound familiar? Okay, and this is the most important part of this whole idea. Stop for a second. If one part of you wants to scroll and another part of you is yelling at you to go to bed, who is the you that can hear both of those voices? Who's listening to this whole debate? That observer, that listener, it has a name. I call it the self-author. But another name you can think of it is as your you in the middle. And this is the part of you that can change everything. So your you in the middle is that conscious, aware part of you that doesn't get swept away by either side. It can see the part that wants comfort. It can see the part that's full of anxiety. And this is the key. It can stand right there in the middle of them and consciously choose what to do next. Because think of it, without that you in the middle, you're not even really in the loop. Life is just a pattern. The phone buzzes, you scroll. The cookie is there, you eat it. You're just a set of habits firing on rails. There's no you actually driving the train. So the million-dollar question is, how do you get the self-author, this you in the middle, to show up more often? How do you actually shift from the default path to the authored path? Well, it starts with a really, really simple practice. I want you to try this as a tiny experiment this week. Your only goal, your only job is to catch one of those moments of inner tug-of-war, that little flicker of internal friction while it's still happening. Not hours later when you're regretting it, but right in the middle of it. Okay, so here's what you do. It's just 3 steps. Step 1, just notice the tension. Feel that little pull. Step 2, actually name the two sides, even just in your head. Say, okay, part of me wants to keep scrolling and part of me wants to go to sleep. And then step 3, this is where the magic happens. You ask one single powerful question. From that you in the middle spot, you ask, what is most important to me here? That's it. That one question immediately yanks you out of that reactive tug-of-war and puts you in a place of conscious choice. It elevates the whole conversation from just pure impulse to actual intention. Now here's the most important thing to remember. The win isn't making the heroic choice every time. It's not about forcing yourself to go to bed or eat the salad. The real victory is just turning up. The point is that you was present in the moment to even ask the question in the first place. The act of showing up for yourself is the entire practice. So what this really boils down to is a complete reframing of what a relationship with self even means. It's not about being a better commentator on your own life after it's already happened. It's about being a better companion during your life as it's unfolding. I've said this before and it captures the idea exactly. Relationship with self is not just how you talk to yourself afterwards. It's whether you're with yourself when your life is actually lived. In other words, it's about presence, not post-mortem. And this is the foundation for everything else, isn't it? From the second you wake up to the second you fall asleep, you are the one and only person who is there for every single moment. The quality of that companionship, well, that shapes everything. So I'll just leave you with this question to carry with you this week. It's not about being perfect. It's not even about liking yourself more. It's just in those little moments of friction, those little tug-of-war moments, how will you choose to show up and be your own best companion? This has been Training for a Better Week. One small moment, one real choice. I'll see you next time.